All right, Matt. So I don't know if you just watched that part of the call. Did you
I
check
did.
that out? Perfect.
I
Okay.
did. We're
So
good to go.
this is good. So again, welcome everybody. So really excited to do this for the first time on Instagram Live, and also to do it for the first time with our guests from previous cohorts of HighTechU. So we've had a lot of folks that have been on the call that have been sort of professionals in the tech field, and today to hear kind of from the future professionals in the tech field. And yeah, so Matt, why don't you kind of say your connection to HighTechU, and then maybe I've got a couple of questions for you, and we'll jump over to MyFanwy as well.
For sure. Perfect. Yeah. Well, I've been kind of working my way through the Victoria tech scene over the last few years. As soon as I got super interested in tech and programming, and so I met a man by the name of Chase Cedar last year at a Victoria tech event called Pollinate.
Awesome.
And yeah, so good, so good. And he introduced me to HighTechU and actually brought me to the first session of the second cohort last year, I believe. And I checked it out and instantly just vibed with the group. And it was such a good team of people. The mentors there and just the combined experience in the room was incredible. So sadly, I couldn't join that cohort, but I knew that as soon as there's a new opportunity for another one, I would jump right on that, and I did, and it was the best 7 weeks of my software career, I must say.
Nice.
So good.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna jump over to MyFanwy, Matt, and then we'll jump back for some more questions.
Sweet.
All right, so we're just getting MyFanwy on the call here. And if you are just jumping on, please feel free to throw some questions down below. Send us some messages. We're here to answer questions either about HighTechU or about us or anything like that. So yeah, so maybe MyFanwy, you want to introduce yourself and your connection to HighTechU too.
I'm Amabassadors. I found HighTechU. My mom introduced me to a program that one of her students had done. She's a teacher. One of her students had done, I think, 2 years ago. I think she was in, I don't remember which cohort she was in, but she was in it a year or two ago, and she said that she really enjoyed it and she thought that I would really enjoy it now. So I was like, sure, why not? I'll apply. I have no clue what I'm getting into. And then went to the interview. It was cool. Everyone there was super nice, and everyone seemed really interesting. And like I wanted to keep talking to everyone more. And then we got into the actual program. I still had no clue what I was getting into, and I ended up having a great time for the whole 7 weeks. So it was a really good time. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so for those of so I love, and just I apologize to all of our viewers and MyFanwy. So I have jerry-rigged a like coffee cup as my tripod stand today. Instead of spending $30, I like did a little bit of arts and crafts this morning. So if my face goes flying, it is definitely because my ingenuity was not as effective as I thought.
So good. I don't have any stand at all, so I'm just gonna hold it. Stay steady.
I will share this. I will share my my tripod schematics, which are it's not very impressive. Anyway, so I'll jump for a question to you, MyFanwy, and then we'll jump back over to Matt. So you are sort of on track to graduate this year. So where did HighTechU kind of fit into that pathway? So did you already know what you wanted to do when you graduated, or?
Sort of. I've grown up with, I have one family of family friends that lives about a block and a half away from me, and since probably I was in grade 3 or 4, I've always really loved to math in particular, and so my friend's dad would take me and my friend, and we would literally do math for hours on end, and from there he started teaching us different concepts as well, so we do a lot of science, and I remember particularly loving coding in particular. And then my friend's older brother, he's, I think, a third-year software engineering student now. He was in a co-op term. And also, I think I got a chance to do some ladies learning code, also at UVic.
Awesome.
Some workshops.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was very,
shout out to ladies learning code if you check out the stream.
And then At school, I have a really great IT teacher who's done a lot of programming with that. And so I was like, this is something I want to do with my life. The programs at UVic is the school I want to go to. I've wanted to go to UVic. That's where all my family's gone and everything. It's like, yeah, this would be cool. And so it's helped solidify that this is actually, this is what I want to do with my life. This is what I want to do. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to throw that question back over to Matt. So let's jump over there. So, Matt, I think you're still on the call, and we'll wait just a second for you to jump on here live with us. Awesome. So, Matt, how did HighTechU kind of fit into your career pathway goals? So it sounds like you were already looking at software and technology as a career. How did this fit into that pathway?
For sure. So this was such a good opportunity. Sorry, I'm also using a mug as a tripod here, inspired by Andrew. Sorry. So yeah, HighTechU really brings so much outside experience that's so hard to find learning, how to program by yourself or even in your school. It brings industry experience, which I find is the most useful thing at the moment for me where I am, and just talking to people who program in a software firm every day of their lives or during the week. And yeah, that kind of experience that they can share with me and their networks that I can benefit from are, incredible.
Nice.
Really, really good.
Awesome. So welcome to everybody that's on the call. If you're just jumping on, welcome to Tech Bytes Q&A Corner. Today we have with us Matt, who is down here right now, and also on the call back and forth is MyFanwy, another one of our awesome ambassadors and HighTechU Academy alumni. We're chatting about all things tech today and definitely want to answer your questions. So if you're on the call and you've got a tech question that Matt or MyFanwy can answer, feel free to throw it in a comment. Feel free to throw it in a question. There's some question feature that I have no idea how it works, but there's a little dot down there at the very bottom of my screen that says question. Ooh, so we got a first question. Awesome. So from Mirror Blue, thank you for the question. So Matt, I'll throw the question to you, and then it can go to MyFanwy afterwards. So what's your favorite thing that you learned, or just like the most fun or interesting thing that you learned during that 7-week academy experience?
For sure. So definitely the most crucial thing that I got out of it was how important communication is in a group, in a team, especially while programming. I think a lot of people kind of picture, a software developer as someone who just sits behind their desk all day, typing away thousands and thousands of lines of code. And while that is a portion of the career, a good chunk of it is also communicating with your team and making sure that you're constantly on top of things. So yeah, that was a huge piece of, or a huge thing I learned during the academy. That at the start, my team wasn't the best at that, but as we progressed through the academy and learned more and more how important that is, and had opportunities to work on it, we got a lot better, and now I can apply that to wherever I'm headed in the future.
Nice. I love it. Okay, so we're going to jump back over to MyFanwy. All right, and the same question is going to go to MyFanwy, and the question, if you are just tuning in, came from an awesome person in the comments, Mirror Blue, which is, what was your favorite thing that you learned in the academy? And the academy is, of course, our 7-week weekend program that we run on campus here on campus, or we have run on campus at UVic, obviously not right now due to COVID-19, but so same question over to you, MyFanwy.
Okay, I think my favorite thing at the academy was getting to work with a team, because I haven't really previously had a chance to work with a lot of people. Most of what I've done, particularly with coding, has been just by myself. So it was really great to be able to see what working a team is like. So That's probably my favorite thing. Though also, I did a lot of front-end stuff, which is making it look pretty. I really liked working with fonts and scroll bars. Just no reason why. They were just really fun to work with. But yeah, I think I agree with Matt that working with a team was something that I hadn't got a chance to do before and was really, really good and helpful. So yeah.
Nice. So now I'm interested here because obviously, like you've both been doing computer science classes for a while in school, and I'm interested, like, what was the thing that made the big difference between like your experience of computer science and programming in school versus your experience of computer science and programming in this kind of an environment?
So my school classes, we have one IT teacher, and then he runs, I think, 7 different classes, and they all run in the same block. So sometimes there isn't. Sometimes I think the IT 10 gets separated from the IT 10 or IT 11 and 12 because their school is just 10, 11, 12. So I think the IT 10 runs as its own block, and then all the different versions of IT 11 and 12. So it's programming, systems. I don't know what the third one is. There's a third one, but I don't know what it is. I haven't taken it. Those all run in the same block. So he doesn't get a lot of time to talk to all of us. He talked to like the programming students on Monday. He'll talk to system students Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, other students. I also don't know that off the top of my head. And then Friday he goes around and helps anyone else that needs help. Towards the end of the class, you can go ask some questions, but there's not a ton of student-to-teacher interaction or help. So I think the big difference for me between coding at school and at the academy was that I got a lot more support and there was a lot more help, and especially like a lot quicker. Because I look at things up on the internet, no matter from at school or at the academy. But if you can't find something on the internet, it's way, way nicer to have a bigger team of people that are helping you answer your questions and figure out what's going wrong.
Totally. Okay, so now, we're trying to keep these Q&A sessions really, really tight, so that when we upload them, people will actually watch. So we'll take just a couple more minutes, and then,
Right.
I'm just looking for questions. If you're just coming in, welcome to Tech Bytes Q&A Corner, part of the HighTechU Tech Bytes online series during COVID-19. Down here is MyFanwy and potentially Matt, if you are sticking around for a little while longer. And they're answering questions about tech or answering your questions about tech. So if you have any questions about technology and anything along those lines, please send them our way. So the kind of last question maybe that I'll throw out there, and then we'll see if there are any more that come out in the chat. If you would say the coolest thing that you have ever built in tech, or the coolest thing you've ever wanted to build, or that you've seen built, just like the coolest techie thing that's like in your life right now. I got asked this question in an interview a few years ago, and there was a company that was developing a material that you would lay over touchscreen devices, and then if you wanted to type, it would raise up and make it a tactile, so you could actually feel it. But it was like you basically filled it with fluid, so it was super gross, but really cool. But like, have you seen anything like that, or are there any cool projects that you've just been like, wow, that's so cool?
I don't keep up with. I try to keep out of the news cycle as much as possible because I let everything get to my head and it gets really negative.
Fair enough.
So. No, I haven't seen anything like that, but I have a Raspberry Pi that I haven't used.
Nice.
And I want to build something with that. I don't know what exactly, but I want to build something, maybe put in my room or something that I can just have that's cool. I never, yeah. But no, I haven't noticed anything particularly interesting to myself.
Still, Raspberry Pi is super cool device.
Raspberry Pi is really cool, really fun.
If somebody doesn't know what a Raspberry Pi is, it's on the call right now. Like, what is a Raspberry Pi?
Okay, so it's about this big. It's a tiny little computer. It's doesn't have super big power or memory, but it's a tiny little computer that you can build. You get the little computer in a package, and then you can put whatever program you can program a program to put on, or you can. Yeah, that's about it. To put onto the Raspberry Pi to make different things. So I remember when I first got it, I attached it to my mom's laptop, and I made a little program that the Raspberry Pi would run. I think I got a button with it, so you could push, like, there was maybe 2 buttons. Depending on which button you pushed, it would, like, there was a light that would turn a different color, and I was very, very proud of that. It was not a super impressive program, but you can do a lot more things with that. I've seen people build proper computers with it. That takes several Raspberry Pis, I think. I've seen if you can hook a little screen up to it, you can have a video or a message that displays along the screen. I don't know. The possibilities are pretty much endless what you can do, but it's basically a little tiny mini computer that you can program yourself.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, cool. So if you're interested in that, look up Raspberry Pi. You will find lots of really cool projects on it. We're actually probably going to be doing some Raspberry Pi projects, only because I also have a Raspberry Pi at home, and I feel like during this time period, it's good to just record myself doing things, and then
something
share
keep busy.
Everybody else. Exactly. Okay, so we're going to jump over to Matt for that same question.
Okay, cool. Do you mind repeating that question?
No problem. Yeah, so the question is, so there are obviously a lot of really cool tech scene things that are out there. One of my favorite was like a tactile touchscreen device that like raised up when you wanted to type on it and then went down when you weren't typing. So are there any kind of cool tech things that you've seen like that are really interesting to you? Or on the other side, like cool things that you've built over the years that are just like, yeah, this is kind of my jam for tech?
Cool, for sure. I know this is kind of a buzzword these days, but for me, I've gotten really interested in machine learning. The idea that computers can be written to essentially teach themselves kind of blows my mind. The most exciting thing about that for me is that I started a calculus course this year, which sadly is semi-cut short due to this whole thing, but the coolest thing about machine learning is I can apply the math I learn in school, which by itself seems, and I know for a lot of other students too, seems kind of pointless, and you're like, oh, why am I learning this? When am I ever going to use this? But then you start programming and looking into machine learning and start to understand how it works, and then your eyes just get opened with like how much or how the math applies to that and how you can program machines to think and learn for themselves based around the math in calculus. So yeah, that is kind of what I'm super excited about. I started on a self-machine learning project kind of thing and was extremely naive about it and decided to try and build a machine learning network from scratch. I do not suggest it whatsoever. If you want to learn about it, there's tons of great YouTube videos, and there's a lot of good online libraries that you can use that kind of build more of a drag and drop idea just so you can understand what's behind it instead of diving straight into the raw code. So yeah, I definitely suggest that if you want to look into it.
Nice. Yeah, so for people that are not sure what machine learning is, think like artificial intelligence, obviously. It's sort of like smart machines. And if you are interested in doing more with that, our friends over at Battlesnake, through this COVID-19 crisis, have actually partnered to launch a series of tutorials as part of their Stay at Home and Code program in support of Food Banks Canada. So from April 10th to April 25th, they're running a series of tutorials and workshops and interviews over on Twitch. It's actually connected to our Twitch channel. So if you follow HighTechU on Twitch, you can tune into that. And Battlesnake is all about building artificial intelligence snakes. So like building snakes using machine learning algorithms. So definitely if you're interested in that, check it out. If you're a high school student that's interested in it, we've created a team and one of our team members is going to be working with that. So definitely check that out. So Matt, final word for everybody on if you're interested in tech, how should you sort of go out to learn more about what's out there and how to move forward from your experience?
For sure. If this is your first time hearing about HighTechU, definitely look more into it. I would highly suggest that, whether it's just joining as a member, and I mean, we're doing lots of work right now to bring more accessibility to our entire program, especially in this time where everyone's kind of online and staying at home. Another good thing I would suggest is if you are looking into diving into tech right now, a lot of services are offering free courses this month. So definitely check those out. Besides that, I mean, just look into something you're interested in. It's the easiest to learn something you're passionate about, so find a field of tech that really excites you and follow that.
Awesome. So thank you, Matt. So I'm going to jump over to MyFanwy for the final word on her kind of tech advice. But Matt, thank you so much for being part of Q&A Corner today. This is awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, and so everybody, if you're just tuning in, don't worry. You'll be able to catch this entire Q&A Corner over on our YouTube channel. So if you just search HighTechU YouTube, it'll be posted there. And then you'll see it here on our story for probably the next 24 hours. But if you're just coming on Q&A Corner, Tech Bites, thank you, Matt. That was awesome. And then we're going to jump over to MyFanwy for the final word.
No problem. Thanks.
All right, so MyFanwy's going to be joining us just 1 second, but if you do have a question that you would like to ask as part of our Q&A Corner, you can obviously just shoot your question down in the very bottom. Now, I can't go through MyFanwy's head, but if I could, it would be down there.
Down there.
There we go. MyFanwy's got it.
Yeah, I got this.
There we go. So if you got a question, feel free to throw it in the comments or in whatever feature allows you to ask questions. Thank you, Instagram, for making my life confusing. But MyFanwy, same question to you. If you're interested in kind of learning more about tech and like career pathways and just skills and all the rest of that stuff, what's your recommendation of kind of where people should start?
I would say, look around the internet, find things that interest you, like Matt said. Because if you don't care about it, if you're not passionate about it, you're not gonna have fun. You're not gonna learn. It's not gonna stick, and you're just gonna forget it, and you're gonna be frustrated, and you're gonna have no fun. Even if it's something you're very passionate about, you're still probably gonna get frustrated. You just have to keep going. And I would say if school's still running, check to see what your school has to offer. So like, if your school has tech courses, most schools do, or if your school has, I know HighTechU in particular. You guys have a dual credit program, so something like that. See if your school has any dual credit programs. I think my school has a dual credit program with BIU. Don't know if there's any tech courses with that, but they have like cooking and whatever else. So see what you can find around you that you can offer. And like Matt said, a lot of universities and whatnot are offering free courses, which are really good to learn all new things, not just tech. But yeah, really find something that interests you, and then look around to see what you can find to help you learn more about this, whether it's, a course you can find like HighTechU, or just YouTube videos even are a really great place to learn things.
Totally.
So,
yeah, awesome. Thanks, MyFanwy. So if you just caught that, I saw a couple of people just joined into the call. Welcome to Q&A Corner. You're just catching the very end. It's part of the HighTechU Tech Bites series, which we're going to be running, I think, for the next couple of weeks anyways, at least 1 day a week on Fridays at 1. So definitely be sure to tune in next Friday. But we've got like workshops every day next week, almost. Not Monday. So Tuesday, we've got one of our mentors is doing a workshop on Git, which is a really important thing for software development. On Tuesday, one of our mentors is doing a session on Docker. And if you don't know what Docker is, it's just kind of a tool, a system that you can use to deploy software. And it's like really big right now in the tech field. So if you want to know more about that, you can check out that session by Danny. And then Thursday, because you're all not sick of seeing my face enough yet, I'm going to be doing a workshop on a really cool tool that I use called Laragon. So if you're a Windows developer or you want to know how to like get started really, really quick on like deploying some cool stuff on your computer, definitely check that out on Thursday. And then we've got some sessions coming up on electrical engineering the next week. So there are so many things that are happening. Go ahead. What's up, MyFanwy?
Follow up for that. Where will those be? Will they be on Twitch, Instagram, YouTube?
Ooh, awesome. Thank you. So,
where will they be?
Ooh, there we go. So all of our workshops are on Twitch. So if you want to check it out, look up over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/HighTechU. So all of those workshops will happen over there. You can get an app on your phone. You could follow along. They're all like, a lot of them are hands-on workshops. So check that out. All of our Q&A corners are going to happen here on Instagram for right now, just because it's a really cool platform and obviously lots of viewers. And then if you are, link in your bio. Yes, there will be a link in the bio. Thank you for that, Mirror Blue. So I will put a link in the bio to our Twitch channel, and definitely check that out. And then all of our stuff gets posted on YouTube. So if you want to check out this interview, if you're like, man, this was so amazing, this was the best half an hour of my life and you just want to repeat it again, it's going to be posted over on our YouTube channel by the end of the day today. Because it's a holiday and I've got lots of time. Yeah, so from everybody at HighTechU, actually before that, thank you, MyFanwy. That was awesome. So thank you so much for making that work. Thank you to Matt again. To all of you who tuned in to our show, including Tom Crusader, who I'm really excited to see. Tom, great to see you again, even though your name's not Tom. But good to see you again, and thanks for being on the call. But we're really excited that all of you were able to jump in. Thanks, MyFanwy, and we look forward to seeing all of you again on our call next week. Have a great rest of your long weekend. Happy Easter. And don't worry about checking us out, hightechu.ca. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.